thing in the corner of my eye.
Is this in the way?
Fucking light.
Is this gonna be good here? It's like.
Yeah, and I just feel like if we just opened the curtains, we'd be just fine. But
Hey, what's up, Lay?
good.
Cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
Is that one of those words?
The TikTok that she.
Oh yeah.
Dying. He said, "You cinnamon."
I don't think I sent it to him because he always be like, "I'm at work." Basically, like, stop sending me shit, or he'll tell me he doesn't look at him. So fine, then I won't send you all this funny shit.
Lacey. It's our city. 60 Northwest. We got that. Lacey. So pretty. Loving it when you rain on me. There ain't nothing like my city.
No, the best.
I know you are gonna laugh and like it.
The best one was the one he said, she must have fell on the table.
Oh, the magic coffee table? I told you that. I found that, bro. I was having me dying.
Oh, I'm already crying, bro.
Are you recording right now?
Yep.
Oh hell no.
You know what it is. All this is going in the edit.
How long has it been going for?
Since before I walked over here, because there's no remote for the phone.
Dirty motherfucker.
Dirty dog.
Stop it.
October 1st.
It's my season. Spooky
It's already
season.
October 1st.
Woo!
Already.
Crazy. It was just January.
Oh, I
1st.
got a new guy for the front door. He's a little ghost.
Out there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look.
I feel like I was just born. I've been out 9 months. Today. Right?
Yeah.
Fudge. A.
B.
K. Sometimes I wonder if they wonder what time is it when they film this.
Tell them.
I was thinking that this morning. I was thinking that? No, I was thinking not like usual, but I was thinking like today, are we going to be like, it's 6 a.m. It's the morning show with the 11 Lacey podcast crew.
Fall asleep.
It is quite early over here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
It's before 9 o'clock on a Sunday.
It is before 9.
Right, like who's awake right now? That's what I want to know. That's what I was wondering.
The Love and Lacey podcast show for the 360s awake.
Who
Like and subscribe.
is awake right now on a
Like and
Sunday?
subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Who wakes up on Sundays
Like and
before
subscribe.
8 a.m. that does not have to go to work? That's what I want to know. So
People
let
go
us
to church.
know.
I do.
Me?
Which, you know what, speaking of church, Aries wanted to start going to church, and I was thinking about taking her. I was thinking about trying to go, but I was also looking at like ones that may be later in the day and not so early, because I know for myself, like I'm not going to church unless I'm put together and ready, for one. And for two, you know how the mornings are for me.
But the Lord says, come as you
Most
are.
times they're like 8:30, 11,
No.
1.
11 is
They'll have like the
cool.
3 services.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I could do 11. Anything after 11 and after is cool for me. But I was thinking of Capital Christian, which is the old theater, the big one.
Right.
Because I've been there before. It's pretty cool. I used to go to Living Water, which does not exist where it used to anyways.
Was that the one? That's the one right over here?
No, it was
Not far.
off of Boulevard.
Oh, yeah. It's not there no more?
I did not think so. So last year on Easter, not last year because you were here last year for Easter. The year before that, they always had an annual Easter thing that we always took our kids to. It was huge and it was always like great. And like 2 years ago, we went to go there and it was not there. So I think
The church or like the Easter thing?
I mean, the church building is there. I just don't know if it's the church anymore.
Oh, wow.
They did not have the Easter thing.
I'm gonna go check on the way.
And also, there is a church called Living Water, but it's this is such a random place. There's a church. Okay, so you know in Hawks Prairie where Safeway is?
Yep.
In that complex where like Big
Yep,
Lots?
yep.
There's a church in there. And it's called Living Water, I think.
There's a college in there too.
Yeah.
They can squeeze shit in there everywhere.
Yeah. And the daycare next to it.
And a gym, and a buffet, and a
GameStop and Popeyes. And
Yeah, if you ain't in there, you ain't getting no business.
Yeah.
Ain't the hotel right across the street?
Well, is it the hotel anymore? Or is it now the...
It's like the houseless encampment, I think, now.
I wanted to ask you about that. I've noticed you say houseless. That's because of your job, right? And I'll be honest with you, it throws me off a little bit when I hear you say that.
Well, you remember they used to say, like, politically correct?
Right.
I guess that's the new political correct term. Just like BIPOC.
He's the political correct police.
BIPOC is new to me, too.
Was that like USO,
That is a new
API?
thing,
Nope,
though.
it's black, indigenous people of color.
That's just a new thing in general, though.
But
So it's like
that's what I'm
API.
saying.
And like another way to... Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, when I interviewed for my job, they were talking about it. But luckily, I had
They asked you about BIPOC?
I had pre-studied, so I knew what it meant. But yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah, when I was young, my mom used to send us to, what was it called? Temple Baptist Church.
Where's that one at?
We didn't send you.
Because we used to go, like, on a bus, like Bible school,
Right.
Sundays or something. Actually, a school bus for the church picked you up.
Oh, that would be perfect. You know what I'm
And
saying?
then they had a little, yeah, and then they had a camp that went with it every year.
Oh, shit.
I got kicked out of all them shits.
When I was growing up with my grandma,
Oh,
right?
it wasn't with John.
It was like church on Sunday, Bible studies on Monday, Tuesday it was like this, Wednesday was a prayer meeting, Thursday it was
Dang,
like
you was-
That's a
all
full-time
day,
job.
Yeah,
every
nope.
day.
I'm saying a little sprinkle me, man,
Right.
with the Lord, like once a week.
It was like all the time, you know, and I just don't know if it kind of like made, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
Kind of like pushed you off of it.
you know,
Maybe a little bit.
I'm afraid of going in there and just like crying, because I don't know. I'm like emotionally like sensitive with certain things, and certain things will like set my emotions off, and like God is like one of them, or someone's speaking powerful stuff, you know, that
Right.
like I feel pertains to my life or whatever. I'll be in there like new, like.
do you know what threw me off though? When I remember when we first came up this way, or not when we first came, but when they first made Capitol, the old theater, I remember going in there one time and I was just a little taken aback at like, it wasn't like the churches that I had gone to.
Yeah.
It was completely different.
It's chill.
Yeah, it was chill. It just wasn't like, it was like, I don't know. I was just
And they
thrown
have
off.
their
It
bands
wasn't bad.
and stuff, and like, yeah.
It's just different. It's different like in different parts of the
I mean, all
the
churches
US.
have their own culture, even when they're the
Oh, for
same.
sure.
Even if they're the same denomination, it's just culturally different. You know,
Right.
they have
100%.
their congregation, and sometimes it'd be dope.
Are there any
Sometimes-
black churches around here?
That's basically
I
what
thought,
I'm
I
getting
thought,
at.
I thought Living Water was.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
No, what was the other
Capital
one?
Christian Center wasn't like
Hip?
what I was used to. The
Oh, so you were
church
going to
itself.
bunch
Yeah, back with my grandma, it was completely
Was
different.
it only for?
Well, I don't think a church is ever only for
Right, but I'm
race.
saying, did you ever see me in there?
No, it was all black people, and it was Holy Ghost dance. They were speaking in tongues. People running around the church, and then the beat comes on. Dun 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 dun. It's the same beat, and then people are just getting it. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And then you got to go fan the person off, and grandma's over there sweating, and then it's almost like his grandma versus his aunt. You know what I mean? And they're doing the Holy Ghost dance.
The tongue dance.
The tongue dance, and
The
then
Holy Ghost.
he's interpreting what she's saying while she's laying on the floor.
Almost like the holy
This is
break
different.
dancers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Capital Christian Center would have like TV screens, and it was just completely.
It was like you was about to be televised.
I don't know. It's just different.
You know what I'm saying? Just that,
It was just different.
like a stage in a stadium for a church. It's big.
Yeah, it's huge.
They do have a
And
huge
it's huge.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think about how things are so different in our own country.
But mean
That's
the
our
same
own
thing,
city.
basically.
Yeah, true that. True that.
Speaking of Lacey, we love Lacey. I love Lacey. Hey, but look, TCYFL fans, 4th grade Blazers are undefeated again.
Okay.
Still holding it
How are you
down
undefeated again?
because
Still.
it's again.
And
You gotta say it.
So, yesterday's game was crazy,
Still.
boy. It was the team that we were playing. They had their defense was on point, okay, with ours. It was a good little match for us. And
0-0 in the overtime.
0-0, and then they put us
In
in
the overtime?
overtime, and they normally don't give this league or this age overtime, but the reason why is because the playoffs are coming up in like a week, 2 weeks. So they couldn't have that score.
They can't have a tie if it wasn't playoffs.
Yes, and so so they went into overtime, and our team ended up getting a score, and then they ran for a little bit after that, and then called it. So we won. So that was real exciting.
Hey,
still undefeated, huh?
Yeah.
And then later on, last night, two of our nephews played each other. Cougars versus Hawks.
Oh, who won? I saw the pictures, but who won?
Cougars.
Cougars won?
Mm-hmm.
Cougars won.
So
The nephew won.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
So that's our annual. So I try to make it to at least one of their games, right? Each, and that's like the one that's like obviously the best one to go to because they're both playing at the same time, and then all my family's there too. I was just realizing after the post that this is both of their last years, and they're going to high school after this, and so they may still be rivalries. I'm not really sure how that works. I don't know if River Ridge plays Capital. Did they?
I think they're in the same district. They weren't when we were growing up. Capital was 4A, and we were all 3. Or you guys were 4A, and we were 3A. But I think they're the same.
Because did you know that Capital and Ole don't play each other anymore?
Yeah.
To me, that's so strange because we were rivals.
I think Ole's 4A, and then Capital's 3A now. It's just all about the number of kids.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm like 4A. What do you mean? Like they're better or what?
It's just the number of kids that go there.
Okay.
All right. In the other news, let's talk about these motorcycle accidents, man. Y'all got to be more careful. Yesterday, a motorcycle got evaporated, like it got hit with a space laser, just poof, gone. Like the person got airlifted. Like I'm surprised there was even a person to airlift. There was only like the back piece of a motorcycle tire left when you drove by the scene. It was crazy out here in Lacey.
Did it say how it happened?
Oh, no, you
I saw a picture. Someone showed me.
I was in traffic for it, but then
I couldn't even see the motorcycle in the picture
because the motorcycle was gone.
Damn.
That shit was like Lego pieces after whatever hit. I don't even know what hit it, but I tried to look it up real quick on the Olympian, but it only just says motorcyclist airlifted after bad crash. It didn't really get into, that the motorcycle went into 3 different dimensions. Like these motorcyclists, and not even just the motorcyclists, everybody on the road, just be more careful, be more aware, because these motorcyclists sometimes would ride in your blind spot, then just rev it up and cut between cars.
There is a blind spot for real.
Yeah, and it's like just be careful. This season I've seen so many wrecks when I get off work, and it's you just was late
on the way here. There was a
for
wreck.
This recording because of an accident.
They closed 2 lanes on the highway.
And what happened?
The dude drove off the highway, over the grass, over the bumps, back onto the other exit. That shit. I wish.
Okay, but
I
that's
wish I
not
got
the
it.
accident. That was
I know. But I was just saying what happened because I wanted him to tell that story.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, someone got in an accident and they closed 2 lanes.
You don't know where?
This dude was just
right there.
He must have been in a rush.
Maybe. I was in a rush. Right there past the Sleater Kinney exit, but before the park and ride exit, like right in between those 2. And then 2 lanes, everyone had to get over, and it's like, damn.
The other day I saw on, most likely probably TikTok, but it was like this couple had got pulled over, right, by the cop, and because he was like speeding and like reckless driving. They were like fighting, but he couldn't really like do anything about it because he didn't see anything, right. But like the girl seemed a little distraught, whatever. And his body cam's like recording him. He tickets them, whatever, and the girl's trying to say it's like their first date, right? And I don't know if she was just trying
to. And they were already fighting like
that?
Right,
so I don't know if she was just trying to cover up or like what. But anyways, like 20 minutes later down the road, boom, fatal accident. They fucking ran into like a wall or something. They ran into something and they both had died. And he was like, he pulled up on the scene and he ran up to the thing and he was like, I just pulled them over. Like it was crazy. Like, damn.
It's funny how life works like that sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right, because initially you would think that the pullover would save you from that, right?
You would think, but maybe it had. Remember that movie, Final Destination? It don't matter what you do, that thing
it's coming to get you.
It's coming for you.
It's coming to get you.
It was just meant to be for that accident to happen for that person. Maybe the accident woke them up and then save a whole bunch of lives down the road.
Right, butterfly effect type.
You know what's funny about Final Destination too? I think they kind of saved some lives in certain aspects of things, right? So like for me, like that logging truck, 16. I do not drive behind
For real?
logging semis, and it made me
real.
hella aware. So like now I won't drive beside them or behind them. So that
For
may
real.
save my lives and my children's lives one day, you know. And like I'm just really more cautious. But also like I was in car accidents in high school, 2 really bad ones, and so I think that I'm more of a I know to like watch other people
Right.
in my surroundings. That it's like the people coming at me that could be, you know, when you're like going to Yum. It's just the 2 and the
Yep.
I'm always watching the other people coming at me to make
Me
sure,
too.
because if they get close, boy, I'm swerving out the way. Like, you know.
I'm the same way, Lacey. I'm the same
Yeah,
way, man.
so-
I'm super paranoid about that type of stuff.
Yeah, especially
always,
with
like,
especially with the
hyper-aware.
kids in the car. Isn't it different? It hits everyone when you have kids.
Always hyper
It's
aware.
like, yeah.
And my mom used to always say, always, I mean, my entire life, you gotta drive for other people. You gotta drive for other people. And now I catch myself, like at my job, talking to people. Like, hey, you know, have a good day, drive safe. You gotta drive for other people. And it's just like, oh,
Yeah, I think.
what is
I
going
mean,
on?
you gotta think. Like, I remember growing up, one of my mom's biggest thing was like riding on the side of the semi. Like,
Right.
like that was how you like sped or something. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I never
yeah, yeah.
understood that. You know?
yeah.
I don't like riding next to no damn semi, especially in these new cars. Because you buy these new cars and they're all cool and they got all the gadgets and the bells and the whistles, but they're made of Play-Doh.
Right.
I saw a crash thing too.
You know what I'm
testing
saying? So
cars.
it's like,
Right.
you know, you got your
like
nice
a
new
soda
Toyota.
can, huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
saving you all this gas, but at the end of the day, like, you driving a Dr. Pepper on wheels. you know, is there a doctor in the house? That motherfucker get hit by a bike and explode.
They don't make cars with the same integrity they used to.
Hell
Remember
no.
the old 67 cars was heavy as fuck.
Heavy
Somebody,
Chevy. Heavy
somebody
Chevy.
that hits your car on a BMX and your shit's totaled. Your insurance is cashing you out, trying to sell you your broke car back, and the kid on the BMX is like, fuck, man, and just rides off.
Hey, that reminds me, there was one time, a long time ago, I was driving, and I didn't have a license. I was driving downtown on these back roads. And you know how downtown's kind of hilly?
Yeah.
And there was this kid, maybe like young adult. He was flying down the hill, and I'm talking, and then he's coming, and I slam on my brakes, and I barely miss him. And like, I remember he was just like, ah. And then like we had this moment, right? I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and it was weird because I got out the car and I like wanted to hurt him. I was mad, and he like sped off on the thing. And I remember thinking about that. Like, I think it was, I was in fear and I reacted out of anger. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I wanted to whoop his ass, and it was my fault. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, ah. I was like, come back, mother. You know what I mean? But I think about that sometimes. I could have killed that dude, man.
You could have been Spider-Man, too.
Yeah.
Could have whooped your ass.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, nowadays you got to be careful. That same dude with
Kids is growing up doing
same
MMA
dude with
and
the
shit.
glasses like this, who plays Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, knows that shit. You gotta be careful, man.
Have you ever seen those videos though for like China and stuff? And it's like, what the fuck
Yeah,
are they training for?
kids-
Because them
but here's the thing,
motherfuckers be
too.
scaling walls and fucking flipping off ceilings and shit. Like, goddamn, they prepared, okay, for whatever. It's what the fuck ever. Like,
I remember they did studies and they was
God
talking about
damn.
how over there they wake up and like work out before school, and they're like,
Right.
it like activates all their brain power, and they just are able to
They're ready
be
for
way
whatever,
more
boy.
successful during school. Like they wake up.
they
and
don't need weapons.
How our kids
Their
were doing
fucking
like the
hands are
national
weapons.
anthem in the morning. They're doing
Pledge
like
allegiance, yeah.
they're doing like kung fu in the class, like exercise. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Lining up and exercising.
Yeah.
But that was like gets their fluids going,
Right.
and everything's firing on all cylinders.
And they are so much more disciplined. I
So
know
much
people
more
like
disciplined.
I remember foreign exchange
It's
students
cultural.
coming,
I mean,
right?
that's just
and
the
they're just
culture.
super smart and they're like advanced.
Like
and
if you was raised over there, or if you was in the military and your parents was stationed over there and you grew up over there, you'd come over here thinking we're so undisciplined. Like that's the culture that they grow up. They don't
Very
have a
true.
choice. Once there's a culture, it's like that's what it is. You
And
grow
then-
up that way.
And then you got to imagine, like, think about like how like they grow up and like how our soft ass kids grow up, right? Like they're training with guns in some countries. These kids
Wait, Russia?
running around Russians and Russian.
Well, I remember. You remember that? You ever see that
you
National
serious?
Geographic back in the day? And it had the little kid on it, and he was a literal warlord, and he was like
Come on.
11 years old.
Come on, savage.
A literal
Savage.
warlord. He was like 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, but like
got bodies and everything.
They did hella articles
right,
on
but
that
you
shit.
wouldn't want that for your kid.
No, absolutely.
If I lived over there, I would.
Yeah, if you lived over there,
You know?
I'm saying like you got to be grateful and thankful for some
Oh, for
things.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we might be freaking
Soft.
in a little right over here in the U.S.
Shit, our government almost just shut down. I just read the article where they said they were 3 hours away from a shutdown again.
Soft.
Remember last time they shut down, hell of people in the feds didn't get no checks. They was hot about it.
You gotta get your shit together, man. There's
Yeah, how do you
already
close the government?
world's already in chaos. We need the government.
Like as a
to
layman,
get
you know,
together.
you talk about layman's term, we just regular
Yeah,
citizens.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
someone talk about they closed the government. Wait, what? The government's closed? You gotta sign up and shit.
The government?
Be back later. Not open for business.
The prisons all closed down. They're all locked down with no freaking authority.
Well, that's what happened. Like we were on
No,
lockdown.
it didn't. There was still officers there.
No, I'm not saying that they left. I'm
Yeah.
saying there was less staff there, so there was more lockdowns. Like our yard times got shortened, everything got shortened.
Right,
Because
right.
people was like, well, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not coming to work. So it was like literally half the staff that was there
Right.
because
And
they
then,
went
and
2
then
or 3
again
months
with
without a
COVID,
check.
the same thing happened because they were like, you're not forcing me to get a damn
Shot?
yeah. So then the same thing happened. That shit, I was there for.
Speaking
all that.
of, right here in our county, I was just scrolling through the Olympian little articles just real quick. Sheriff Sanders just announced emergency staffing because they don't have enough staff
For the jails or the cops?
for the Thurston County Sheriff. Their whole staff is just short. People don't want to work for them, I guess.
It's probably tough to be
Remember,
a cop
he-
nowadays.
I'm saying, I was
Nowadays?
just thinking, and I was just
Ah.
gonna say, like, would you even want to think about? Because how he put it when we
had him on the show.
Yeah, one thing that he said that stood with me was like, think about it. You're in jail all day for 8, 10-hour, 12-hour shifts. You know what I'm saying? So you're basically for some of us, that's like
Live your life
PTSD.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But it's
they don't hire
like,
us
and
anyway.
think about how negative that environment is, and
my
then
goodness.
stinky,
Oh
and
my
just like, you're literally babysitting.
Negative.
You're just a big babysitter, like for people with attitudes.
Yeah,
and
but you're a
fucking-
babysitter where it's dangerous
Yeah,
and
for
it's
people with attitudes and
emotionally
mental health, it fucking
and it's
just-
emotionally straining because
Or, yeah,
even if you're one of those
depressed.
cops that's like hella good to people, you're still in a
Gonna
culture
feel,
where
yeah.
those people are seeing you as one way.
Right.
Because the cops that don't treat them good, you guys are all lumped together. So
Right.
now you might be that cool ass officer, but they just see an officer.
Right.
And the officer experience that they have 9 times out of 10 is not a good one. So you come
Or
in all
in
cool
their head, they
within
don't
6
wanna be
months.
cool with one
you're a
because-
dickhead.
You're jaded.
Yeah, you're like, fuck it. Well, fuck y'all then.
You're jaded,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I've seen officers come in, hella cool.
Right.
Like they walk. I've seen them from literally. I've been there in the same
Or they get
unit.
Prius and they can't be cool.
Yeah, that one.
Right.
Just,
Yeah,
just for being
do
nice.
shit
Some
on it.
Right.
people do dumb shit.
No, but I'm saying like I've seen a tour where they literally bring in 4, 5, 6 people and they tour the unit.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
one of them gets hired.
Yep.
And they're
yep.
hella cool.
I've seen that.
And then 2, 3 months down the line,
Asshole.
asshole. And they're writing everybody up for the smallest things. They got stupid attitudes. It's like,
Yeah, those little
damn.
tours they come through.
Can we
Yeah.
go
And
on
you're
those?
like, I remember you from the fucking tour. They're like, yeah.
Can we go on those tours?
I don't know. I think those tours are like potential hires.
Like you're like going through training or something, and then like
Yeah.
they'll tour like one prison, and then one might stay there, or one might go to Coyote Ridge, one, but they'll spread them out.
Like the little job fairs they put on. I remember when I was at SeaTac, even before COVID, they put on a job fair.
at
And I-
SeaTac?
Yeah, for federal officers, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a function outside of SeaTac somewhere. And I remember the guards came back, they was like, man, we got so much food, man. Like 4 people showed up. Like
Oh,
no,
shit.
yeah, because it was right around the time of
Right.
the last government shutdown, and then they tried to do a
Right.
job fair. People was like, what? You're not gonna start a job where
Yeah.
you could just shut the whole government down and then not pay us?
Not
Like we're
pay us,
good.
right.
And that's what I remember the guard. That's what he was saying. He was like, man, I wouldn't have come to a job fair to a place that the government could just shut off their checks at any given time,
That's
and you're
scary.
supposed to still go to work.
Yeah, and I think that especially like a correctional officer, like inside the jail, it's hard. It would be hard also to gauge like what they should be getting paid, right? Because in one aspect, they ain't really doing shit.
They make bank. I
They make
talked
good
to a
money.
few officers.
They make good money.
Do
They
they?
won't. Yeah, they won't tell the inmate what they make, but almost everyone, like I'll be joking with or ask them, they'd
You
be
could
like,
look it up.
I'm good.
You just look up a
I'm
job
right.
No,
posting.
dude, they make
and
good.
they post what the salary is, right?
The prison officers will leave the prison and go work at the counties because they make more.
No, I know some of our prison officers are only making like 20 something an hour
Right.
because they would tell us.
Yeah, remember the sheriff was on when he was on. He was saying it's not it's not that glamorous at all.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking so then you have to like put it in perspective. In their eyes, they're doing a dangerous job and a shitty job that nobody else wants to do. Right. And their every day could be a risk potentially. So they're wanting, a significant amount of pay. And then in another aspect, they ain't doing shit. They're sitting around all day babysitting. You know what I'm saying? So like, how much do you get paid for that? Especially
the way that they have designed jails now. Yeah. You notice how
they sit behind the little desk.
They design them to where like there's a pod here and a pod here, and then the duty desk is kind of where like at Area Heights, right? You could tell like okay, and that's how they're building all the new jails. Coyote Ridge.
Yeah. They're making it so that they can watch both units
and you can
from
hire
outside
less
the units.
Exactly.
Yeah, one person can manage all the doors,
all of them.
See a fight, and then call in. Like at Walla Walla, they had a goon squad that they didn't even come into the facility unless something was going down.
Was popping off.
And then these fucking 10 dudes would come marching in, and it's over. Everybody down. Everybody down. But I remember when I first went to Walla Walla. This was back in 2003. They had just murked somebody.
The goon squad did?
No, the dudes in the tower had just shot somebody. Because I remember there used to be a conspiracy theory.
He wouldn't get down,
that they make you wear your badge above your heart so that the dudes can aim for it.
They do make you wear it right there.
They do make you wear it on the left, right?
They do.
But yeah, this dude, so what happened was this dude had been going to the sergeants and telling them like he lived with this old dude who was kind of like bullying him and shit. Right. He was like, man, just put me in a different cell. Like, this is some bullshit. And they ignored him. So dude was walking on the breezeway. For y'all that don't know what the breezeway is, it's just the area between like where you go eat and the chow hall on your way back to the unit. It's like maybe a block in Walla Walla, And so they're walking, and the old dude he was in the cell with was like talking shit to him while they're walking back to their cell. And so dude's like, fuck it. Took off on him.
I told him to move me.
One shot kill. Smoked him. Right there on the breezeway.
Right
there on the breezeway. Smoked the dude,
the
youngster.
A fight?
Yep. Smoked him.
Between two people?
They give you a direction and you don't stop.
Yeah, but it was a dude in the tower. So the dude's in the tower's like way up here. Like you walking like down here.
Right.
This tower's way sitting up top. So that dude just seen him fighting and picked one and smoked him. The other one jumped back.
Fight over.
And then it was
not even a leg or what?
Yeah, and this was when Christine Gregoire was.
But they shoot to kill, and they pretty much tell you that in orientation. If we tell you to get the fuck down, and you don't get the fuck down, he's shooting to kill.
Man, that place was so dark, man. The chow hall they don't even fix the bullet holes in the walls in the back of the chow hall because they got a catwalk in the chow hall where they got guns. So shit goes down in there. They shoot like one or two. It's supposed to be, I believe, 2 rubber bullets.
Right.
And then the rest is live.
Right.
Man, they got whole bullet holes all in the chow. You in the chow hall. You look around like when I first got there. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, they just leave them there. They don't try to.
No toothpaste or nothing.
Nah, it's a message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These bullets is going through these concrete walls. What you think they're gonna do to your flesh? You better eat and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but look, I got a good one. I was scrolling through the thing.
And this, get out of here. Huh?
Yeah, eat and go. That's a fast food joint. Eat and go, right? Only in the feds. Hey, but so yeah, when I was scrolling, I seen this article. It said a middle school, or no, I don't know if it was middle school teacher. It said school teacher set OnlyFans for extra money, and they put her on leave for it. What do you think about that?
I mean,
if you just read, that's all I read. I didn't go into the article. I was just like, that's interesting.
She probably that's probably her side hustle.
No, that's literally what the article said. It said she made an OnlyFans to make extra money. School put her on leave.
And she's probably the hot teacher too. I wouldn't give a fuck, honestly, if that was like one of my kids' teachers and they had them. I wouldn't give a fuck. If she's a good teacher or whatever.
First of all, isn't it OnlyFans 18 and over?
Boom.
So what does that tell you? The people on the board is logged into whatever. Is there like an OnlyFans site where you could scroll through who and they seen her?
Right.
So in order for you to find that out,
right. or when these kids' dad seen it, hold up.
Yeah, but why would that bother you?
I'll take her to school today, honey. Don't worry about it.
if your kid isn't 18, they
shouldn't even know.
School,
but OnlyFans is not always like.
It's not always sexual.
It's not always super sexual.
It's just a
it could be toe, pictures of feet. It could be fart jars. It could be. There's like lots of.
It could be anything. It's just a paywall.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't always mean like.
It could be nothing.
Nudes and live masturbations and stuff.
How would you guys feel
if
neither have I, But if AK's attractive teacher had an OnlyFans and you guys knew, how would you guys feel?
But the only way we would know is if someone told us.
If it came out in the paper.
Why would that? He's 6. How would that affect him?
Exactly.
And how would that affect her ability to teach?
That's exactly how I feel. I don't know why people get all crazy about it. I've seen a similar story about some
Karen. Where are you at?
Yeah. Hey,
Karen just scrolls through OnlyFans looking for teachers.
What's the guy, Karen? Is it Kevin?
Is there Kevin?
No, there is.
There's a guy, Karen?
I just asked somebody this and they told me I can't remember. There's a guy, Karen.
Wow, I never knew that.
There is.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Adam?
That there is a guy, Karen. I want to know who it is now.
Guy, Karen.
We have to find out.
I remember when I first heard Karen and I first understood what that was. I thought that shit was hella funny, bro.
Yeah.
What's so funny is people that are so politically correct use that term. I remember when I got interviewed, I won't say which company, for a social worker job. They were like, I don't know if they were like pandering to me or trying to be cool, but they literally were like, yeah, because we could use the BIPOC, we're not.
That's how they taught it. We could use the BIPOC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say that they could use a BIPOC hire and they said something to me basically that they were like, you and I both know, there's a lot of Karens in this field, and I was like, okay, right? That's cool. That's is this how you talk about people, in general? Are you talking about your clients like this?
Right.
What kind of atmosphere am I interviewing for? Because I look at all that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're interviewing me, but now you're pandering to me in the interview.
Now you're pretty much the one in charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I get to ask him questions. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm not saying who it was, but yeah, that was just. It's so funny how on one hand people are. That's why I try to say I like to, and I remember me and the sheriff had this in common, is not being a hypocrite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to my private performance aligns with my public performance.
Right.
Not gonna be super against something and then talk pro on the fucking Facebook Live or just on our show. You know what I mean?
You do have to be authentic and right, especially nowadays, because everything is social. Everything is, and the motherfucker will hunt you down.
Cancel.
Cancel. It's a wrap.
Yeah, Karen's running around with that cancel stamp.
Bro.
They got that cancel stamp.
And that's horrible, bro. That's horrible that we live in a society like that.
Right.
Where people are looking for something.
Looking for a reason.
Because we've been watching a lot of comedians lately too, and they may or may not joke about LGBTQ type stuff, or not racial jokes, but just jokes that are stigma towards certain races, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
it's funny as fuck, and it's whether it even be towards white people, white people jokes and shit, that shit's hella funny, and it's that's what their job is. So why the fuck do people want to shut them down or get all? It's a fucking joke.
Sad, bro.
It's a joke.
And you know what?
Let's
talk about it.
This is one of those things too, because it's you have these public figures, you have all these genres of music, you have all these genres of comedians, you have all these genres of actors and actresses. You literally get to scroll and pick which ones you want to watch.
Don't watch it if you don't like it.
You don't have to support them. You don't have to be a fan.
You know what kills me about? I'm glad this came up, bro. And this shit pisses me off. People nowadays just cry about everything. Why can't, whatever happened to free speech? Why can't you or me or a comedian say what the fuck they want to say? Whatever, free speech is pretty much gone, if not already. You know what I mean?
No, it costs.
It's crazy.
It's not free. Speech has a price.
It has a price.
Definitely.
Canceled or someone's reposting what you said 10 years ago. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't, and I just, it bothers me, man. I feel like our society is.
But
just
the same people. This is
soft,
the thing.
bro.
This is the thing. The same people that will push a cancel agenda on somebody.
Y'all need to get hard, okay?
But listen, this is the hypocrisy. The same people that will push the cancel agenda on somebody for saying something 10 years ago will like my posts for rehabilitation and recovery.
Right.
Nobody's posting about the crimes I committed 10 years ago.
Right.
No one's trying to cancel me for all the shit that I was admittedly involved in and
Right.
the different times I went to prison. And I probably said some crazy ass ignorant shit.
But now that
in
you
my
brought it
bed.
up, though.
Yeah, they're gonna go back
look
in your
for it.
shit, on your old shit, and screenshot your shit.
Yeah, but I remember. Look, I remember on
here.
Facebook
Dumb.
not too long ago. I shared something, and it was a post that I just found, and I shared it, and it was like some old dude, and it was talking about daughters or whatever,
Right.
and she had like some booty shorts on or something, and the whole premise of the post was like value yourself.
Right.
But he was saying stuff like, you know, everything God put that's valuable is covered up, and he was like diamonds and gold you got to dig for them and da da da.
Right.
And immediately like hella people were like, hell yeah, that's a dope, you know, got a whole bunch of likes and all this, and then of course one person, it was a Karen too, get on there and then be like, would you tell your sons the same thing about being promiscuous? And I'm just like, actually, I have a 19-year-old son, and I have talked to him about, you know,
Yeah.
being a certain way and valuing himself and not selling himself short in any
Right.
situation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would.
People just cry just to cry, and then they get all their friends, and then we can all cry, and there's certain groups of society, and if we don't like one person, we'll just get
But
all
social
of us.
media makes it so much
Social
makes it
media
easier.
just changed everything. It changed every.
Because normally passive
Dang.
people can be on social media
Behind
and,
the keyboard.
and troll the fuck out of you under a fake
It's
profile.
just like texting. I've said the same thing about texting. People will text things that they would never
Right.
say,
Right.
or conversations that they would not be bold enough to have face to face to people, or even on the phone. They will text whatever. I've said
Right.
that for the longest time, that I almost hated cell phones because, or messages come across how you don't mean them because it's how someone's interpreting
Right.
it, or how they're feeling at the time, or how they're perceiving what you might be meaning. You know, like I hate that. I hate that.
And then what they do at the end, they say some fucked up shit. LOL. You put that little LOL on there, and then you're like, okay.
Now I'm confused.
You know what I'm saying? You put
Yeah.
that JK or the LOL, and it's like, nah, I know what you're saying, though, dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
Except-
and
What about COVID this year? Governor Inslee got it, and then my homegirl got it, and her baby got it. So the doctor had told her that for whatever reason, this year's strain of COVID is not only affecting children, even babies, but she said that her baby might test positive for 90 days. And he was fucked up.
90 days of COVID?
Not having it, but test
Oh.
positive, where they're saying for whatever reason, it's hanging out longer in kids than it ever has. Because you remember when it first came out, it was like, kids are immune. Don't even worry about your kids. They don't even need vaccines.
And
And now
how does that
babies,
work
now
out?
babies are getting, like his whole respiratory, my partner's son, like he was fucked up. He had it worse symptoms than she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when he kept testing positive, the doctor was like, oh, well, as long as you quarantine for 10 days, he'll probably keep testing positive. He's like, for whatever reason, this strain's like sticking around in the littles.
And speaking of, my sister's like immune to it. Her sons have had it multiple times. Her fiance had it a few times as well.
She never got
I
it?
had it when I was like staying at her house, and she never has gotten it. Ever got it. It's not
Yeah.
crazy.
That's why I told her, I was like, they
And
need to,
she's
they
not
need-
vaccinated.
I was like, they need to pull her blood and really cure that
Yeah.
shit.
I finally got it a couple months back.
I've had it once,
I was
and I
fine.
might have had it since then too. I just don't test for it because it just
Right.
felt like a cold. So I was like,
Right, you only test because you have obligations to other people. So you have to know, okay, maybe I don't feel good. I take this test so I can do my due diligence and keep other people safe. You know what I mean?
I guess I don't know. I think I don't know. My opinion on it is it's just like a flu, basically. Another.
Well, that's what that's oh yeah, that's the other
It's
thing
not
her
like-
doctors told her was that this is basically the flu. They're looking at it like a every year thing. It's just gonna keep coming up every year.
Oh, COVID?
Like the flu, yeah.
Oh, so there'll be like
Yeah,
the flu
it's
and then
just
there's
a
the
new
COVID
strand.
and then
Or it'll
okay.
just be the COVID.
Yeah,
Like
I see.
that's
Yeah.
the new.
That's just what it is.
the new
And
part-
typically
part
I
of
don't
society.
get vaccines, not even flu vaccines. I just don't like putting those types of things into my body. But and I will continue to not get that.
Yeah, there's only been shit. And all the time I've been living, I think I can probably count how many times I actually got a flu shot.
Right.
And it just might have been one of those seasons when it was just hella bad, and I was like, "Fuck that, hit me."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what
But-
I was thinking the other day, and this is hella random, but it went back to something that we were just talking about like a few conversations ago, but super random. Okay. And I was thinking about this because of the kids' response, right? So I'm like, Aries is going to her girlfriend's house, right? And then she looks at me and she's like, girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah, your friend, that's a girl.
Right.
You know, and Achilles is all kiki, and the next thing I'm like, her friend, that's a girl, girlfriend.
Her female friend.
Okay, but listen, then I got to thinking that I'm like, but you know what? How come they don't call boyfriends? Ever. You're never like, you're going to your boyfriend's house, right? Or I'm going to my boyfriend's house.
Well,
Why?
you just don't say friend, because we grew up saying that's my boy.
That's my guy, yeah.
That's my guy. We just don't put friend on it.
So we say girl too.
Yeah, but you got.
But I'm saying, why is that a thing and it's not a thing?
Okay, well, if we're gonna go there, why is it a thing that girls can panty shop together in the same fucking stall and dudes don't go and be like, look at these boxers, bro. How you think these fit? We're not hanging out.
Girls don't.
Girls do.
I've never.
Lingerie shop together and ask each other how they look, or they hang out, they get naked in front of each other and all that.
Yeah, guys don't do that, right?
Yeah,
I don't hang out and get naked. I mean, I don't.
But
hang
it happens.
A lot of women do.
It's in TV. It happens. It's a thing. Girls will do that.
I don't think naked. I think like, yeah, we're gonna go to the club and we're all at someone's house getting ready and we're like changing, but we're like in our bras and panties, like changing into our club outfit. Y'all don't walk around with your boxers and you fucking change like if you're in the same room.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't. We're not in the same room getting ready when we're leaving somewhere.
Because
how many times have you been like at the same closet with your homeboy, down in your boxers, and y'all picking outfits and then talking?
Okay, but how many times have you been? Okay, but like,
maybe like.
Okay, but like Kyle, how many times have y'all sat in your boxers or been around each other in your boxers?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe like once or twice. But we used to live together and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But Kyle used to just walk around in his boxers. So I guess you have a point. Mm-hmm. He would just get up and go to the kitchen, get his coffee, walk around. I never thought nothing of it, to be honest with you.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like girls comment on each other's breasts, on each other's bodies, how they look in certain shit, and bro, dudes don't do that.
And if a guy
like,
said
yeah,
that
like if you walk by in your boxers, and I'll be like, damn, Calvin, ass looking good in them boxers. Where you get them boxers at? I need to go get me a pair. Them shit talking the balls real nice.
Yeah.
Motherfucker look at you like I gotta move out.
Yeah.
No, but
this will be my last one.
Social media, though, that's the thing. So, like, the way people pose changes the whole dynamic of their bodies, right? And so we're over here thinking, like, damn, I wish I had that girl's body. But really, it's the angle and how she poses. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, there are women that are. We
are a little bit better, though, because think about Tyra Banks' modeling days. Girls had to be as thin as the stand that the phones are on.
Which is
that was like
super unhealthy.
Yeah, super unhealthy. Like
Tyra
bulimic.
Banks, that wasn't a good example. She was like, she had body.
No, he's saying like
in that era, that modeling era, girls had to be super skinny. Their ribs were damn near showing.
But now it's the BBLs, and I can't even like.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't be online and like picture fully myself in outfit because I'm thinking like, oh, that's so hella cute, and then I get it, and I'm like, I don't even have the hips and ass, so it doesn't look the same.
What's that one girl's name? The first like thick model. What's her name?
Marilyn Monroe?
No, she's like newer.
You did that funny ass TikTok, man. She had me dying with this. She had the lips.
Oh, the lips? Yeah.
You can't even tell I had these. They're looking like ducks. Like, there's got to be a point where it's like.
I think I want to say it's like Ashley something. She was like one of the first like. I think she's gorgeous, by the way. I'll get her name.
Amber Rose?
No, she's like a model. Oh. And like when we were first transitioning to like from like skinny
to like plus size,
she was like the first plus size. And I don't even think she's big, dude.
Okay,
she's beautiful.
So with plus size, me and my mom were talking about this. So because my mom is a plus size, right? So she's like, yeah, but you look at this plus size, but this plus size has rolls, but they'll have like the flat upper stomach and just a little like whatever, and then have hella big thighs and big ass and big titties and like some bulky arms. However, that's not a typical plus size. A plus size is like you're rolly, you know, throughout. But these plus size models, they still have figures.
They're just bigger than
just thick as fuck.
Than the really really skinny ones. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They like you take the Tyra Banks era. And then you look at Megan Thee Stallion, and that's like the new model. That's acceptable. Where back in the day, hell no, that was not. That was.
I remember all the girls back then covering up their asses that had big asses. Like when we were in middle school.
They put their hoodies on and tied a knot and threw their hoodies over it.
Now bubble butt girls. Yeah.
That is very.
Now they're going to school in yoga pants that you can see through.
What's up with that, man? I see these kids walking around these days, and I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, it's just like, I don't know. The way some of these kids leave these houses, man, I don't know.
With their little crop tops and stuff?
Just everything. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And then
my nephew, I told him one day, I was like, why are you even buying pants? You should just paint them on.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah.
I should, Unc. Hey, like, he's so stupid. Like, we was having fun on our way to work the other night.
I see some middle school girls that walk to the middle school right here.
Middle school?
And they look like little models, too. Like, they're, like, just... It's social media.
I saw a girl walking the other day. What was that?
Yeah, they do walk around like they got real life filters on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Their makeup is like that whole, it's contouring and everything full on.
Like professional
Their hair is
makeup.
like blown out. I mean, they're beautiful, but they're just little kids, and it's like crazy because it's like, damn, you look literally like a 21-year-old, you know, and you're literally walking in 7th grade.
Men hitting on them and shit.
Yeah.
I just, it's crazy, man. This girl had on like a fucking... Like, this was the shirt right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The skirt was up to here. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And they're going to school.
And going to school like that.
So you're telling me the schools don't have the dress codes anymore?
I don't know what's going on.
No shorts or hands past the...
I don't know, man.
The see-through legging thing, that's a hard one because I'll put leggings on in the mirror and they're not see-through, but then I go to bend over and someone be like, girl, let me tell you, like, I can see your thong or like whatever.
Maybe it's the color of your underwear.
Like, I didn't know.
Here's a topic I want to bring up, but I'm not going to make any comments one way or the other about it. But my nephew, who's fresh 18 years old, brought to my attention on that, we were driving to Seattle because he works with us sometimes. And you know, with like I respect the pronoun stuff. I had to go to training and learn about it, and I understand it, right?
Right.
But what he was saying is that there's literal...
Oh, the animals?
Yeah, kids identifying as animals.
And that they had a litter box.
And that they are allowing this in schools.
Yeah, someone's parent told me that at their high school, I believe it was Ole High School actually, that there was a litter box in the bathroom.
I just want the comments. I want to know what
shitted in
our viewers think about
in high school.
that.
We gotta stop this shit, man. As a society, we gotta shut this shit down. What?
Yeah, because I'm just gonna start.
And
like for me,
people think this is okay.
And see, this is the thing. For me, I started thinking of questions like, okay, if this person, for example, if the teacher is being forced, right, to accept the fact that this child identifies as a cat, how
far does it go?
Well, I'm saying, yeah,
if this cat gets in a fight with another girl, then is the girl not going to be charged with assault because it's an animal?
But these are the type of questions that it's like,
how far is it going?
Who's defining the gray area?
Yeah.
Because you're giving a cat grades. You're giving a cat homework. If this person is literally being allowed to identify as an animal and they're not a service animal, why are they allowed in the school? These are just questions. These are legit questions. I'm not shitting on anybody's identity choice.
No, it's curiosity.
I'm very curious about the level.
We're letting it go to a certain extent.
For example, if there's
what is the extent? Who's the rule maker of that?
Just put it like this. If there was a training that I could go take right now that would explain these things, I would take it. Because I love knowledge, and if this is a thing in our society that's real, if this is something that one of my kids can come up, you know, to be exposed to, I want to be able, when they come home, to be like, Dad, there's a kid at my school that says they're a dog. I want to be a dog. And how can I answer that if I don't have the answers? Comments. Hit the comments. If there's a training, hit the link. I'll go take it.
So here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, right? To each their own. Whatever. Do what you're gonna do. But I just feel like, and here's my problem with it. This high percentage of society is unsure about how they were born. I just feel like it's a fad or it's something to do. We gotta shut this shit down, man. This is getting out of control. You know what I'm saying? No, remember when we were growing up?
I know what you're saying. I definitely have opinions on certain things. I'm gonna keep them to myself.
Okay, I'm gonna say one last thing though. Go ahead.
And you're free. So see, because of the line of work that I may potentially want to go into, I've got to.
I respect. Yeah. Okay, so then.
So you go ahead.
Let me speak. When we were growing up, there was probably one gay dude per school district. He was super cool. Everyone loved him.
Right.
He was hella cool. We all knew he was gay.
Yes.
He was at the party. He was, you know what I'm saying? We were all kicking it. It was nothing.
Hung out with all the girlies.
Come on. We all loved him. One gay guy per school district, maybe two.
He was at y'all lingerie try-on parties.
Boom. Boom, right?
Facts.
That's how we grew up, right? There was one, maybe two, maybe a third. Now, you know, like, oh my goodness, it's like every other person doesn't know what
so when I got out of...
Then it's a pronoun, it's like...
When I got out, I did say the same thing because I had went through something, my daughter going to her new school and stuff, and I said the same thing that I felt like at that time, so this was about 2 years ago or so, at that time it was being so highly, like, I don't know the proper word, not advertised, but like
it is being
promoted.
Advertised. It is
that
being
it was a cool thing to be, you know. And so there was, even all over the internet though, like all the communities, right, of those were basically saying the same thing. They're like, okay, you're not really gay because you're just like following this fad and this trend, you know.
Right.
And I felt like that was definitely a thing then. I think it's died down in the past 2 years, but it definitely there was a high peak where it was like a cool thing to be.
Me being in the line of work I deal with mostly adults. They're sure about who they are.
Correct.
They're 100% will tell you what their pronoun is, and if you ask, in a lot of cases, why, which is 100% respect across the board. I respect all the pronouns. And the reason I brought up that particular thing, because my nephew at 18 years old didn't have any answers, to the point where, you know, we're riding 5 deep in the car. I thought he was joking, but he was dead ass serious that this is a real life occurring thing that's happening, that children are being allowed to identify as animals.
They're not.
But the
animals.
extent, the where it goes far is the litter box in the bathroom and letting them shit in there and stuff. That is putting other people at danger and risk for species, and like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I just want to know, like, as a society, who's writing like the rules, like who's creating the norm, the social norm.
Right.
Take females' prisons, for example, right?
Like, you can be whatever you want, but you can't expect other people to acknowledge it.
A female prison has human beings that were born males.
Come on.
With fully functioning penises inside a female prison.
Right. And they wonder why
being groomed with.
On the other hand, they don't have females with vaginas identifying as men.
Right, and
prisons.
They don't want to room 2 girlfriends who are willingly in a relationship, right? They want to be together and they want to room together, but they'll put a male with a penis who hasn't humped in how long and a female who hasn't humped in how long together in a room.
What if they got in a fight? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I was there living it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's the one who told me about it, and I remember hearing about it. I remember hearing about it in the news, because these functioning penises, and I won't even speak on the gender of the person. Obviously, this is a female with a functioning penis getting another female pregnant inside of prison.
What do they think's gonna happen?
Yeah, it's thought provoking at best. Mm-hmm. It's thought provoking. You know, comments.
One of our officers was hella funny. I honestly think she was hitting up the news about it and stuff. And then they had like planes flying over with like messages for us that would say things like, "How are we protecting our, you know, whatever," with little things. It was crazy. And then like we'd all get stuck inside because they didn't want us to see them. Right. But yeah.
I just feel like this shit's being advertised. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever like watch cartoons with your kids or watch YouTube and listen to like,
everything.
The ads are fucking.
Not only that, the cartoons have the characters, and every single TV show and probably almost every movie.
Every single one
has some type of interracial. I'm sorry.
Well, that too.
Yeah, that is a bigger thing.
Every show has it. Every ad has it.
Yes.
And that's my issue. Gay
or lesbian couples or
But at the end of the day, you know, taking the other side of that, the other perspective is that our TV shows, our movies, you know, whatever's being put on
Directed toward the
YouTube
audience.
is reflective of what's going on in our society. These shows won't be successful if they're playing something that's completely taboo or out of the norm. Our TV shows are now reflecting our society. That's what's out there, so that's what's on the TV show. If they left it out of the TV shows, them would probably get canceled, because then they would say, well, why don't I have representation?
Someone would start crying. Yeah.
Why don't I have representation in Hollywood? Just like, you know, when
There was no black actors ever.
for a while, you know,
start crying.
and then
Right.
exactly, and that's what our TV shows are. It reflects
Or
the
now
society.
they have black films, and how the white people feel about all black films.
You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of like, yeah. My whole confusion is about the animal. I don't know if you call it policy or like, where's the rule book for that? Like how like I can go take a pronouns training class if I don't understand all the pronouns that are being used. I can do that and I can become informed, right? Where's
if
the
you
knowledge?
identify as an animal and you attack me, are you not going to get an assault charge?
Where's the knowledge base?
Because you're an animal, you're going to get taken
That's what I'm
to
saying.
the-
Where do
what's
I
the
get
animal thing called?
the
Pound?
Yeah, where do I get the knowledge that will allow me to be informed? If my son or daughter were to bring over a friend, they're like, oh, this is my friend, but they identify as a cat. And me being in not only the field I'm in, but just if you're being respectful and you're in society, I said you have to honor somebody's identity. Now I have to treat my son or daughter's friend as a cat. Who's going to teach me how to do that? That's where my mind goes when I hear these things, like
A cat.
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's literally what's going on.
Yeah,
in
no,
some
I
some
know.
schools in our society.
But also what's going on at schools is drug smoking and overdosing and all kinds of stuff that was not... I mean, people always went in the trails.
Oh,
and
didn't you
smoked
just see
weed.
something about they made a warning about the what was it, Skittles or candy colored
The
fentanyl?
yeah. So
Yeah.
that had already been a thing a long time ago, but they recently had done a bust in somewhere up north, and they had found
Like
pressed fentanyl that looks like 30s, and they were like colored, so they look not like Skittles. They look
But to a
more
little
like
kid like Skittles.
what are those little
Pez or Fez, something like
no?
that.
What are the little circle? You untwist the ends and they're little circle hard.
Smarties.
Oh,
Yeah,
Smarties,
they look
yeah.
like
Smarties.
Smarties. They look like Smarties.
Damn,
and because
those are some of my
Halloween's coming, they
favorite
were just
candies.
saying to like be prepared. And to
Yeah, because
inform.
imagine if somebody made them the size of Smarties and then wrapped them in a Smartie.
I had also seen recently
That
a
would just
lot
be a
of.
mass
Pass them out at
murderer.
Halloween.
Yeah, I had also
Bro.
seen a bunch of.
Please don't.
Scary.
Please don't.
I had
That's
also
fucking
seen a
scary.
bunch of like overdoses in children in the news a lot lately, and it's due to them being in a household where either their parent was a dealer or a daycare where their parent was covering and dealing, or their parent was just an addict, and just because that small little residue is fatal. And I had seen some were fatal, some were just overdoses that they were able to bring them back, but like I'm talking about like 2-year-olds. Super sad. And so that again reminds me, like last summer there was something happened at like Burfoot Park, I want to say, or one of the downtown parks.
Didn't a kid step on some or
Stepped
something
on
like that?
something and it got in their system. I want to say it was meth at that time, but it just, and I have seen people post on Facebook like, we were at the park and my kid found this baggie, and it's like because people in those states, they're not thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
They're in their moment. They're getting their fix. They're doing what they're doing. They're not thinking how to safely.
They're dropping it, because I can tell you right now.
Yeah, they're taking it out and throwing it
But
on
not
the
only
ground.
that,
or,
even if they're finding baggies with dope in it, I promise you that's not on purpose. That person is probably looking for that baggie.
yeah,
They didn't leave it there on
They're
purpose.
like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in
No
addiction,
way.
that's the last thing you want to do is lose your drugs.
so it's terrible because it's like going to parks. It's like
Yeah.
it's scary, which is sad, but I mean that's just it's what it
Needles
is.
laying everywhere.
That's the one
what
that really
bothers
gets
me,
me
man. That bothers
too.
me, man.
And bathrooms, just don't let your kids go in the bathrooms by themselves due
At
to
all.
that type of stuff. But also someone had posted, it was in Safeway in a bathroom, the toilet paper roll. Apparently the people were cleaning their needles. They were sticking them like in the toilet paper roll to wipe them off. So you could see throughout the toilet paper roll like
All the holes.
brown
poking
and
out.
red dots because they were cleaning their needles, just sticking it in there at their convenience.
No way. In the toilet paper roll, like.
Yeah.
See, where's the honor amongst thieves, bro? Where's the integrity? Like, yeah, do your thing, right? Do your thing, whatever. But don't, knowing that other people are gonna go in there and use this public bathroom. You can't do
But
shit
that's the
like
thing.
that,
That's the
bro.
thing, bro. And we've said it in so many.
on.
We've said it in so many different ways. The opposite of addiction is connection. So the opposite of connection is isolation. When you're isolated in your addiction, you're not thinking about the next person.
True.
At all.
Period. You're not. That's just not
True.
That's just not in your realm of thinking. You're like, oh, ooh, somewhere to wipe this off. Boop.
Oh my.
You don't even think about the bigger picture, because the bigger picture for you, if you're sick, that's an immediate crisis.
True.
That is a crisis level feeling when somebody is sick from an opiate.
Here's a crisis.
That's crisis.
Been there.
When you're in a crisis, you ain't thinking about nobody else. That's why crisis response and trauma-informed care, that's why these things are so important and getting so big, because these people go into crisis multiple times a day. And when they're in that state, it's almost like they can't be to blame for the shit that's happening around them. I mean,
I hear
it's
what
their
you're
fault.
saying. I hear what you're saying.
But at the same
Right.
time, they're in a state where, like that bag of dope, they're not.
Right.
They drop it and forget it. They're not even. They won't even know until later.
I forgive that more than I forgive the person poking the hole in the thing. Okay, the baggie falls out of your pocket. We know they didn't mean to do that. You know what I mean? They're never leaving no
but
dope.
like the needles on the grounds everywhere
That
where
type
we're
shit is kinda
walking
like,
in
bro.
and our kids are
Yeah, but look at what
playing.
Fetty's doing to people.
True.
They hit with a needle.
True.
They wake up, that needle might have already fell out of their arm, and it might be a day, a half a day, 7 hours later, and then they just take off.
They gotta go get the
They
the
literally
next
have
bag.
a whole block of time. They just fast forwarded. And when they wake up from that fast forwarding of being slumped, whatever is on their immediate mind is where they're at. They're not thinking about prior to when they put the needle. They're not coming to like, oh, where's the needle? Oh, I got to clean up. Oh, I got to wipe this down and sanitize
They're like,
everything.
I'm feeling
And-
sick again.
Yeah, they're
I don't
probably
know why
like
they couldn't
they're
take
probably looking at their
off
phone
and-
first, like, oh shit, I
Yeah.
missed 90 calls and 40 appointments for people I'm supposed to meet up with and
Right.
things I'm supposed to be doing, and then they end up still not doing them. You know
That's
what I
scary,
mean?
man,
It's-
because people use that toilet paper in their holes in their body. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's
crazy.
super scary. That's super. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was something I just saw. Someone had posted it, and it was a Safeway bathroom to be specific, but that doesn't mean it can't happen in any bathroom.
No, right.
And then another person had posted to always go. So you could be at the park, right? And you're gonna always want to. And I'm guilty of it. Like my kids will be like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I'll be like right there with inside. And I'll be like, okay, go ahead. Don't do that. Walk in the bathroom, look, and then let them go, because there could be someone standing and they're waiting for them to
Right.
do something to them, and then they would be, their whole life would change forever. You know, obviously not kidnap them, but something else.
Right.
And you would be thinking like, okay, like, come on, let's go. And you wouldn't know until it already ruined their life for
Right.
small little things that like people do passive. You don't think
Yeah.
you're right there. It's the bathroom. You're
Go
at
ahead,
the lake.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
go ahead. You know, but so it's just, things like that, they make me like, well, damn. Like, I do need to be more
Damn, that's
honest.
scary, man.
Okay, you know? So it's like, I appreciate those
you.
things.
It's all bad. It's all bad. But we can make it better. It's up to us.
We can.
We got to be more aware.
do better,
It's
you
not
do
too
better.
late. It's not too late.
Absolutely not too late.
No, and our kids are our future. We have to think about that too. When you're allowing your kids to do certain things and be certain people, right? And grow up certain ways, or lack certain knowledges, or lack education, what are you preparing for our future and their future and our grandchildren's future?
See, that's my thing. Informed decisions, informed parenting. If something's coming up that's affecting my kids or likely to, just like, you know, the topic we brought up, I want to know more about it just so I'm able to
And I think-
explain it to my kids.
I was more so thinking like that kids these days really seem to not have a drive to be in school. Like, There are a lot
lazy,
of
bro.
kids that just don't go to school, don't want to, don't have to, and that's what I'm talking about and referring to.
Yeah, all that. Man, we got about one episode left, and then a season finale that's been in the chamber for a minute.
Yeah. It's just been chilling.
It's been in the chamber.
Been
We're
chilling.
gonna end the season with a bang. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him.
Yep.
You guys know what it is. You'll see it when it comes. You'll know who we're talking about. And happy
I don't even know what
Halloween.
you're talking
Halloween
about.
is coming.
What the? So I guess I'm uninformed.
Yeah, I'll drop the hint, man. The face of the P world is going to end the season finale. But we got one more episode between now and then. Big shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to all the local businesses in Lacey that have been a part of this show, that have put themselves on the show and put their business out there, that's still doing good in the community. All you nonprofits out here that's doing y'all thing, all you CPCs, recovery coaches, hope dealers, big shout out to all of y'all, man, making a difference. Hey.
Golf clap.
Now get to the
Thank you,
pumpkin
guys.
patch, y'all.
Get to the pumpkin patch.
Thank you for your
Might run
support.
into a Lacey from Lacey there. Maybe me, but you know, I got judicially entangled stuff going on, so maybe not. If you see me in public, push up on me. Take a flick. Holla.
Don't push up on me.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, you don't flat.